Hi, this is the Biocon marketing plan presentation. Today's agenda is the analysis slash 5Cs would be Evelyn presenting, strategy and plan would be Alex presenting, and the implementation and act Shinchan will be presenting. Now I'm going to lead it off to Evelyn.
The current issue, the senior executives of Biocon need to make two critical decisions. The first one is continue to phase 3 to gather more evidence on safety and efficacy, or initiate early launch using the phase 2 trials to benefit from first movers advantage. And the second issue is that they have to determine the product launch strategy. Next. So our value proposition, it's for patients with head and neck cancer and oncologists with head and neck oncology specialty. Biocon offers a 6-dose treatment cycle, proprietary drug with successful phase 2 clinical trials demonstrating 100% response in patients who use Biomab in combination with radio and chemotherapy, which is unlike Erbitex's head and neck cancer indeterminate treatment cycle with skin rash side effects. Biocon provides a drug and treatment plan that is more affordable and reduces patients and patients' families' anxiety of a known number of doses and reduces oncologist stress by having easier conversation with patients and their families on a clear 6-dose treatment cycle. So the 5 C's: customer, patients with head and neck cancer, context, the incidence rate for head and neck cancer was highest in India compared to the world. Company, Biocon was originally an industrial enzyme company and evolved to a biotech company. Collaborators, Biocon formed subsidiary Clinigene to pursue clinical trials of drugs in India, and also collaborated with Simab to develop Biomab in India. And competition, Clone Systems from the US developed Erbitux for colorectal cancer and was later approved by DCGI to treat head and neck cancer in India. So the 5-year survival rate for head and neck cancer varied between 50 to 60%, and it's as high as 90% if detected early, and nearly 21% of cases and 27% of deaths worldwide from head and neck cancer occurred in India. And so this table shows the mortality in 2002 for cancer. And phase 2 clinical trials on about 100 patients, it resulted in 80% response for radiotherapy and Biomab combination, and 100% response for chemo, radiotherapy, and Biomab combination. So the segmentation and target market: patients with head and neck cancer who need biotherapeutic cancer treatment and oncologists treating these patients in India. Order winners, it saves patients money, less side effects, and more effective treatment. Trends and constraints: increasing number of cancer patients each year, and majority of head and neck cancer in the world are in India. And there's no other Indian company making proprietary drugs in India. Only Erbitux is a competitor at the moment to treat head and neck cancer. The current marketing challenges for Biocon: lack of knowledge in marketing and selling oncology drugs, unfamiliar with patients, specialists, regulatory approval in the oncology field, a lack of experience manufacturing product. It requires massive investments, R&D resources, marketing costs, and it's hard to pin other factors. And so this is the SWOT analysis. I'll just read off the top one. For strengths, first Indian generic statin company approved by the US FDA. Weaknesses: there's no experience in marketing and selling oncology drugs. Opportunities: highest head and neck cancer among all cancers. And threats: Indian regulatory authorities unfamiliar with approval process of new drugs. So the main competition for Biocon is Erbitux. And this is a comparison of the two. So in the oncology market, Erbitux already has 3 years of market usage for colorectal cancer, and it's been approved by the FDA for head and neck cancer, while Biocon is not known for cancer drugs. Clinical trials, Biocon completed successful phase 2 clinical trials, and Erbitux completed phase 3. Side effects, none for Biomab, but skin rashes for Erbitux. Response rate for Biomab, 100% response rate combined with radio and chemotherapy. And for Erbitux, combination with radiotherapy, prolonged survival from 29.3 to 49 months. The cost difference, it's $1,000 per dose for Biomab and $4,000 to $5,000 per dose for Erbitux. And Biomab has a 6-dose treatment cycle, whereas Erbitux has an indefinite treatment plan.
Analysis in 5Cs. Biocon's marketing blueprint. India's economy growth is projected at 9%, coupled with 1.4% population growth, resulting in Biocon to grow net profit by 3.4 million per year. The public recognizes Biocon as a brand that promises low prices with very good quality drugs. Biocon leveraging its quality brand name to gain market share in India for head and neck cancer treatment. Looking at the positioning chart, Epotox, which is the competitor of Biocon, is a very high cost drug, as well as not knowing how many doses that you'll be taking for the treatment cycle. Biocon really adds that value of wellness, quality, and reduces anxiety due to 6 doses of treatment. The tactical marketing 4Ps product, Biomed, is a proprietary biological therapeutic drug for head and neck cancer. The price is priced at $1,000 per dose for 6 doses, with also locally an Indian discount rate place. Biomed could be sold directly to doctors, oncologists, or through traditional pharma channels. Promotion. Salesforce should really focus on the top 100 oncologists, offering education to patients as well as their family for benefits of Biomed. Using celebrities to advertise for awareness of this drug is available versus the competitor is very important aspect of the promotion. Product lifecycle. At the introduction phase, Biomed should really focus on oncologists treating Indian patients and showing that it is affordable versus the competitor. At the growth phase, Biocon would gain market share for head and neck cancer treatments. At the maturity phase, other companies would gain entry and create generic head and neck cancer treatments to compete in price. At the decline phase, Biomed needs to get approval to treat other cancers. The growth strategy is to develop other types of generic cancer drugs of different types of cancer, and also expanding globally. Biocon's financial impact at 2007 with 1% affordable patients at $6,000 per patient per cycle, resulting in 11.4 million of revenue, minusing all the expenses that goes along with it, cost of goods sold, R&D, as well as marketing costs, nets out to be a net profit of 3.4 million. So it is profitable, and as the population grows, as well as the economical power, there is a larger market going forward.
here we are with the implementation and allocation, coordination, and timing. The implementation details in regards to our marketing plan for Biocon. So, based on the financial metrics that Alex provided earlier, it would be best to focus on domestic market in India to develop the product even further by applying the phase 3 trial runs. This will then create a much more quality product and develop our brand, the Biocon's brand name. So here we are. We have the another metric for the customer satisfaction with the treatment levels. This has based off of three values: the price and cost to the patient, because Erbitux is so expensive. It's about like 5 times more expensive than Biocon's. Biocon costing about $1,000 per cycle treatment, and um, the duration and the amount of treatments is only 6 treatments max, and that's pretty good in terms of Erbitux's indefinite amount. You never know how long your treatment is going to last, and you're just going to keep paying that $5,000, $6,000, and the customers are much more satisfied with the treatments versus the Erbitux treatments, and since it's much more cheaper, they would definitely be much more satisfied. And then the coordinating functions, research and development for for implementing the inventory management system. So having added an online website platform for Biocon, which they would have it remote in capabilities, Biocon can analyze customer inventory and consumption period, and by then produce dosage packages to meet the demand for cancer patients. With this focus, it could help maintain old customers and draw in new ones due to the value proposition of not having to worry about managing the supply of cancer drugs and other medications produced by Biocon, of course. And then for allocating and controlling the resources, so we're going to allocate most of it to the 100 top Indian oncologists, so that we're treating the head and neck cancers, and then coordinating and controlling the resources. We'll just, you know, delegate the sales force to partner with oncologists and educate patients through the Biocon. So with the timing and scheduling, there's three levels. So for short term, medium term, and long term. As mentioned before, try to focus on less than 100 of the top oncologists with the most head and neck cancer patients. In the medium term, partner with Indian health plans, insurance companies, and all the Indian oncologists. So that way, we also have the direct consumer advertising on the TV and radio, and use of celebrity endorsements. And then long term, Biomab would need approval for new indications of treatments of other types of cancers, not only um, selected or specified to head and neck, and as well as need for the US FDA approval to sell Biomab in the US and Europe. And then Biocon will have more generic cancer drugs to sell in India and globally. Then here's the timeline. So starting from 2007 to 2014 and onward, we started out with the detailed implementation, focus on domestic market, and then train the sales force and team, and increase the customer satisfaction. And then after that, the running of the phase 3 trials to reduce the error and then efficacy of the biomap, and then research and development online of the inventory management system platform, and then expand to other countries. And then partner with health insurance providers, develop other cancer related drugs, and then claim the generic brand name for cancer drugs, because the expiration of Erbitux's patent, and then implement the inventory management system. So yeah, thank you so much. This is the end of our presentation, and